Every so often in news, a story comes along that's so huge, it will change mankind forever, and that's exactly what Graham's uncovered. So prepare yourself for the most shocking story you'll ever see, and try to stay awake, please.
The Large Hadron Collider is a particle accelerator 27 kilometers in circumference that sits 100 meters under France and Switzerland. Now, it gets more exciting, I promise. Scientists want to use the accelerator to run particles into each other to see what happens. They're hoping to find something called the Higgs boson, which, if they discover it, will find out why particles have mass. Okay, now, I can see I'm losing you. Now come back, this gets more interesting. Some people have been worried that this type of experiment will have all sorts of untold disasters.
I got into the transmitter pipe with me that first time when I was alone.
Damn you all to hell!
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
The scientists reassure us that nothing that happens in the Hadron Collider is anything different than what happens in nature. Now, they're not talking about nature in France or Switzerland, they're talking outer space nature. It's kind of like trying to reassure somebody who's afraid of a nuclear blast that, don't worry, they happen in the sun all the time. The Hadron Collider was supposed to go online last September. Due to a helium leak, it had to go down for almost an entire year of repairs. It was supposed to start up again this past October and has been plagued by problems ever since. The most recent being that a bird dropped a baguette in the collider, which shut down the whole thing. Is this just unlucky? Two prominent physicists say no. Dr. Holger Nielsen of the Niels Bohr Institute in Copenhagen and Masaya Ninomiya of the Yukawa Institute in Kyoto, Japan, have a theory about all that's been going on. They've said that the results of the experiment are so abhorrent to nature that nature itself would bend back through time to prevent the experiment from ever happening.
Come with me if you want to live.
I'm talking about time travel. Now, the strange thing is that I've never seen this on the front page of any newspapers. It seems that because all the news has been dominated by this tiny little flu virus, that there's no room for something as mind-boggling as this story. I mean, the last time I found it in the paper, it was nestled between the Sudoku puzzles and the classifieds. I wondered if nature really could go back through time to prevent a disaster. I mean, I'm Graham Clark of the future, and I've come back to tell you that your third rail is boring everybody to death, and you must stop it immediately. Wow. For the CityNews List, we're Graham Clark.
I miss both Grahams. He'll be back here on Monday after we let him out of the locker. Okay, time for another break. When we return, we'll check back on the weekend entertainment, follow us on Twitter, and join our Facebook group, and look for the CityNews List. We're back for one more segment.
Take out me, cheese.